Hi everybody, I'm Scot Knudsen. Thanks for joining us today. I want to introduce you to a very special lady, a great businesswoman, and her name is Ada Gates. And it's such a pleasure and such an honor to be here with you today. And first I want to talk about, so how did you start? I mean, what was growing up like in New York?
Well, Scott, I was one of 8 children, and I grew up in a big house on 3 acres of woods and gardens. And 4 years old, I said, I want a pony. I want a pony. And my mother, she had all these children. They all wanted something, right?
Sure.
She got so sick and tired of listening to me whine. She rented a pony for me, and we were both 36 inches high.
Oh my goodness.
And I started riding little black Shetland pony Rosie, and I never looked back.
Oh my goodness. Such a great story. And I was reading on your bio, where you grew up, y'all were with the Kennedys, and this lifestyle that was just incredible.
Well, North Shore, Long Island was sort of a Gold Coast, and there were a lot of sort of rich people with big houses and estates and horses, and I went fox hunting and went in horse shows, and because there were so many brothers and sisters, one of my sisters was Jackie Kennedy's roommate.
Awesome.
At Miss Porter's school, and then was her classmate at Vassar. So we knew Jackie from the beginning, and then she married Jack and he was a young senator. And my mother and father knew them, and they were with them a lot. So we were great friends.
Such a great story, and what a way to grow up.
Yes.
And so Ada was a model. And I saw the pictures, and they're beautiful.
Thank you.
And so tell us about that. So going from the modeling world to the horse world, starting with being a model.
Well, because I was in New York City, and it was this great mecca of theater and dance and music, I just jumped in with both front feet, and I thought, well, I was going to be rich and famous, and people were going to applaud for me on stage. No. No.
They do that now.
There was a lot of rejection, and so when a girlfriend said, oh, why don't we go on a car trip out west, I said, well, I'm sort of hitting a dead wall here, so so why don't we just do that? So we get in the car and we drive out west, and we end up in Vail, Colorado, and I said, wow, this is beautiful. This is the Rocky. I've never been west of Hoboken. So she went back to New York, and I stayed there, and I bought a horse, and I said, well, now I got to get a horseshoer. And I couldn't find anybody. I found this cowboy, and he was so drunk, he could not get out of his truck.
Oh my.
I said, you're not shoeing my horse.
No.
So I found a horseshoer, and he said, well, Ada, I can't make a living here. I'm going to move away. And I was desperate, so I saw this article about a horseshoeing school in Oklahoma. So I said, well, what the heck? I'm going to go to the school. I will learn how to shoe my horse, and then I won't have this problem anymore.
Right.
So that's how that started.
That's such a great story, how it just transitioned for you.
Well, I just didn't know any better. I never knew what was going to happen next.
Right. That's fun, though, isn't it?
I didn't have a plan. I've never had a plan.
That's so wonderful. And I think that's the best part about it. When you found that niche and what your passion was, you just went for it.
Yeah. Well, the great thing was I was living in Colorado, and all those dance muscles from years and years of dance all came into play and held me up as a horseshoer.
Oh, that is awesome. It's a tough living, but it's so rewarding.
It's a great living.
Yes.
What I love is you're with the horse all day.
Yeah, can't beat that.
No,
Can't
you know
beat
that,
it. Yes,
Scott.
man. Oh, I love it so much. I really do. And the people around the industry is what's so great. So Rose Bowl Parade. So how did you get affiliated, and let's tell them what you do.
Well, I'm the horseshoe inspector for the Tournament of Roses Rose Parade, January 1st every year. 200 horses go down 6 miles of pavement on Colorado Boulevard, and prior to my coming on board, they were slipping and falling down, and so they asked me to write specifications of what the horses needed to wear so they didn't slip, and then to enact it, check all the horses to make sure they were compliant. So I've been doing that for, I don't know how many, 20 years? I don't know.
Such a great deal.
So I check 200 horses before they go down the parade.
So New Year's Day you're working?
Yes.
You're not taking off the holiday.
No, New Year's Day, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
I'm down there.
Oh, that's awesome. And so your newest thing you're doing, we were talking about kind of how it started, and now where it's gone to, literally all over the world.
Well, the funny thing was, when I first started out in the early 70s, Men wanted nothing to do with me. Horseshoers wouldn't let me be an apprentice.
I couldn't imagine that.
The ranchers didn't want me to shoe their horses. No. So my first jobs were housewives calling me up in Colorado saying, would you come and shoe my daughter's pony? Sure. So all those years of lots of rejections, but of course I came to California and it was a different culture. They didn't reject me. So now I go out and tell the boys what to do. People call me and say, I have a lame horse. Oh, where are you? Well, my horse is in Panama. I said, no problem. Do you have a telephone that makes a video on it? Fine. Well, we're going to shoe the horse on the telephone. Fine. And I'm going to send you this little package. It's got a little ruler in it. And you're going to have somebody shoe the horse. And I'm going to look at it from here and look at the horse being shod in Panama. And I'm going to tell you what to do. So the horse goes from lame to sound and starts winning races.
In another country.
In another country. I've shot horses in Panama, Brazil, Holland, Keeneland,
oh, wow.
Indiana, all on the phone, in my nightie in my four-poster bed.
That's the way to, right there. That's what you wanted to create a business like that.
Yeah.
How incredible.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about one of your great friends in the industry. You've known him for a while.
Yes.
And the story you were just saying, would you mind just letting the audience hear that story?
Well, Monty Roberts is, I think, one of the finest horsemen that ever walked the earth, and I always wanted to shoe for him when he was at the racetrack, and he'd bring in like 80 horses for the 2-year-old training sale. So I went up to him one day, and he was on this beautiful big stallion with this big cowboy hat and chaps, and I went up to him and I said, hi, Monty. I'm Ada Gates. I'd like to shoe your horses. And he looked down at me. What? He said, well, let me see if I can, show me what you can do. So they bring a horse out, and I look at the horse walk, and I put the horse's foot between my knees, and I start to shoe the horse, and he rides off.
Oh, no.
I said, Monty, I thought you were going to watch me shoe this horse. He said, I can already tell you know what you're doing. So I've been his horseshoer ever since.
Lifelong friends.
Yeah, since the late 70s. We really are. We honor each other. We respect each other's work, and it's been an honor to be part of his work.
That's so wonderful, that story and the relationship for so long.
That's right.
Something to be cherished for
well,
sure.
The horse keeps us together.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes,
and he taught me the language of the horse.
Right.
I learned how the horse expresses himself, whether he's good, comfortable, or miserable. And Monty taught me that.
That's so wonderful. So how did you get to the racetrack?
Well, I came to California and I thought, I want to break into the big time. Oh God, there's Santa Anita. How am I going to get in? So I go and I apply to Harry Patton. He's the head of the union, and I have to apply to him to take my test to get licensed.
Right.
So I asked him, I said, Harry, would you help me learn what I need to know to take the test? He said, sure. I said, what? You said yes?
So how many women were doing this, not to interrupt?
Oh, nobody.
Exactly. So,
there were no women, and no man had ever said yes to me.
So
they had all said,
drop the mic moment.
Get out of here, girlie. You're not riding in my truck with me. So Harry said yes. He coached me. I took the test, and in 1977, I passed. I became the first woman in the United States and Canada licensed to shoe thoroughbred racehorses. First woman ever. Then I'm in. Harry teaches me how to fix hitting horses. So, what was our next question? I can't remember. David Letterman. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have this career, right? And I'm shoeing big fancy horses, and they're winning Eclipse Awards and all that stuff. So the David Letterman show calls me up. They see me in magazines and said, well, we want you to come and shoe a horse with David Letterman. I said, I don't think so. Anyway, I go to New York. We get a horse. We shoe the horse. And if you go on YouTube to David Letterman and Ada Gates, or Ada Gates Patton. By the way, I married my mentor. I married Harry Patton. Best thing I ever did.
Oh,
wonderful
awesome.
Man. So if you go there, you'll see the funniest 4.5 minutes on television.
It is hilarious. You're going to love watching it.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was through with the scene. He followed y'all out.
No, he did.
It looked like he didn't want it to stop.
No, because the horse was upstaging him.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So he didn't like that for sure.
Well, it's his show.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
his show.
So the glass ceiling, you really broke the glass ceiling.
There were no women.
There was no women in the industry.
I just didn't know any better. It's what I wanted to do. And the guys in California did not kick me out.
How awesome is that?
It was an honor to work in their league, to be with the top farriers in the United States. It really was an honor all my life.
So what's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they have a shoeing issue, or if they need help, or just want to find out more about you? What's the best way?
I'm Ada Gates, and my cell phone is 626-327-3650. I don't have a website. I'm on Facebook, but I never know how to run with Facebook.
Understood.
I don't know. How else can you get
and
me?
we'll put your information at the end of the video as well, so people can find you. And, and that'd be great, because people I know are going to want to talk to you. And
thank you, Scott.
It's so great. It's so great visiting with you, too. And
I love meeting you.
Oh, my goodness. She's so sweet. We've had so much fun just studying about her life, and it's been an incredible life. And
thank you.
If I can do half of what she's done, it's going to be a good deal. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Scott. God bless you.
You
thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot.